Wow.
What is it?
Pre-show.
Take it back. Bum, take it back. Who in the comments knows this?
Keep doing it until
Take
somebody
it
gets in the comments, so I don't feel like a jerk for not knowing this one pop culture reference you've tried to make.
This is one. I could not be more disappointed that you don't know this one. Come on,
Chat's
somebody in the
quiet.
comments.
Chat's real quiet, man. Chat's real quiet.
On, somebody has got to know this.
Brother, I don't think so. Hi, Sam.
Sam, what is this from? Take you back. Do. Take you back. Take you
Crickets.
back.
Crickets.
Do. Take you back. Come
Absolute.
on. Somebody in the chat know what that is from. Please, God. This can't be real right now.
I can't believe nobody knows it.
This can't be real.
I think it is.
This is amazing, actually.
Nope.
Could not be more disappointed.
Chris, do you know what it's from?
No,
Thank
and that's
you,
what makes
Sam, my guy, Sam. Knew he would bail me out there. Yes, it's from Rocky.
I've never seen
Assistant
it. So.
GM Sam. You've never seen Rocky. I'm out.
Chris, you just opened a can of worms, brother.
I'm all the way out on Chris Schubert. Done. I'm done with the man.
I'm with Jalen, though. Nobody knows where that's
Jalen. Yeah. Rocky was like the soundtrack, or the like my life growing up was Rocky.
Really?
Movies. Yes.
Really? You were that into it?
You've been in my office. I'm looking at a Rocky poster.
No, I understand that. I understand that you like it. I didn't realize it was like a defining film in your childhood.
Yeah, absolute idol of mine. Yes, absolute idol.
Yo, Adrian. How's that?
Can I use the pre-show forum to answer Vontel's question about John Cena returning? And then I'll never talk about it again. So yes, I don't know. Your silence doesn't mean anything to me.
Go ahead. Didn't know he left.
Vontel, it was a lot of fun. I watched the show, and it is probably the biggest pop I've seen in a very long time, probably in the modern era. So there you go. There's your wrestling from me here on the show tonight.
It's all uphill from here.
His name's John Cena.
What?
That meme?
It's not, Joe probably doesn't know what that meme is.
Right. Just like you guys didn't know that song was from Rocky.
Again, I've never seen the movie.
Take it back. Yeah.
Chris, please start this before he goes off again. Let's just go.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes here on the Draft Dudes live stream presented by Mighty Swell. Mango raspberry tonight. Kyle has something a little stronger.
I went into the fridge to pull a Swell out for tonight's stream, and I'm out of Swell. So dropped the ball, fumbled completely. It's my fault. Actually, it's their fault because it's so delicious. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm out of Swell.
They need to reload us quicker, man.
I do have some branding, though.
There we go. Nice.
So, maybe I'll prop it up like that.
You could take the headphones off and put the hat on if you'd like.
I refuse. Can't mess up the hair.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. Shuby, what's up? The Mets just hit back-to-back home runs.
They did.
You saw that? Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yes. Greetings, everybody. Takes on Takes, episode 139 here on the show.
We're that high.
That's what
139.
When I looked it up to put the title in there, it said 139. Man. So you know the rules. You put your takes in the chat. There's a good chance I put them up on the screen and the guys answer them. Any outstanding takes that the three of us need to address before the show starts?
Melvin Ingram is a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Good pickup, huh? Did we see the numbers on the deal yet? Because there's like 30 teams that should have done this. You know what I mean?
I haven't.
It felt like a no-brainer, right? Like I get he was quiet last year and had injury and whatnot, but like his track record's been really good. He was good in 2019. So I don't know when the narrative shifted from 1 year when he was over the age of 30 that he's washed and he can't play, but like that's what it's felt like. The perception of him is.
if I'm not mistaken, he's made the Pro Bowl every year, 2017, 2018, and 2019.
It's a good football player. That's what happens. These guys.
I see Jamie Eisner is in the chat. And Jamie, can you just confirm that you've seen Rocky?
Take
the
it
movie
back.
Rocky.
Da, 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 da.
Take it back.
Actually, I have a
Beautiful
question
harmonies.
for Jamie, since you've called him out. He's in here in the chat. Jamie, I need to know, you do a lot of fantasy coverage for TDN. Do you do any coverage for auction drafts? I've seen your rankings, and if you've never done a fantasy auction draft, I would highly recommend it. It's really fun to know going in, I can get any player I want. There's just going to be a price that you have to pay in order to procure that player.
So your auction draft's coming up is what I'm guessing.
It's the end of August, so I got time.
Okay, so one of the fascinating parts of you in this league that you've been in is the loser has to do
the
something
Sacco.
really. So do you know what the this year's iteration of losing is?
For the 2021 season, 2022 summer?
Yes.
That has not been established. But what I can tell you is the guy who finished last season, he found out about 2 weeks ago what he had to do. He had been totally invested into, we were going to make him do WAP by Cardi B. And
that's what you had said. Yeah.
We swerved a different direction and he got blindsided by it. So we're really excited to see what the end result looks like, because you have to recreate a music video is the punishment for finishing in last place. And then you got to show up with the Chick-fil-A catering plate for 12 guys who all just ravenous eat food. Right. So it's fun punishment. And then obviously being a punching bag all year long. So you can imagine when I lost Cortland Sutton and Nick Chubb in a span of 2 weeks last year, and I was 1-3 to start the year, I was a hot little potato. Now I ended up finishing 7-6 and making the playoffs, but I was real scared there for a second that it was going to be me.
Before we finish our segment on nobody cares about your fantasy team, Shuby, you had a rookie draft last night. I understand you had the 2nd and 6th pick.
Did you get
your plan was Jamar Chase and Javonte Williams? What do we end up with here?
The plan was Jamar Chase and Javonte Williams. We went over 2 in that regard.
Oh, no. So Jamar Chase went 1 because somebody traded up to the number 1 pick just hours before the draft.
There you go.
Okay.
I got Kyle Pitts and Jalen Waddle.
Oh, let's go, Chris.
Yeah, welcome Kyle Pitts and Jalen Waddle.
Welcome to the brand. Here you go, right here. Jalen Waddle helmet for you.
Yes.
Roll Tide, baby.
I'm fully invested now. So I have Tua as my backup quarterback and Jalen Waddle as one of my receivers.
Imagine being a Jets fan, having that on your fantasy team. That's probably not good.
Brother, I had Tua and Myles Gaskin last year. I traded him for 4 first-round picks. Couldn't be happier. Because now I don't have to root for their success.
Worry about it, yeah. F in the chat. That's right, Alex. F in the chat for Chris for having Jalen Waddle invested as a Jets fan and Tua on his team for his fantasy.
Oh boy! All right, so there's a lot of good
takes coming in now. Yeah, here we go. We filibustered long enough for you guys to bring some takes into the chat.
This one's a shot at Kyle, I think. Matt Corral could very easily be this season's Brian Lewerke, both endorsed heavily by Kyle.
I got to be honest with you. I've never heard of Brian Lewerke before in my life.
No.
No idea who he is.
Neither. Same.
Yeah. Could you see Matt Corral taking that hard of a U-turn and going back down the pipe? I think the thing about Lewerke was he really flashed against Washington State in the bowl game his sophomore season, right? And then he hurt his shoulders, throwing shoulder, and he played scared ever since. And if there's one thing I'll say about Matt Corral, he does not play the position scared.
No, gosh.
So,
I wish he played a little more scared, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. So I think they're very different psychologies at the position. But as far as build and physical tools, I understand where you're going with that. But I would be surprised to see Corral, if anything, I'm not going to go 5-19 passing for 72 yards. I'm going to go 15 of 28, but have 3 picks.
I don't think I don't think you're that in on Corral. I think you
I'm not. No.
you like what's present, but I would guarantee if you were an NFL general manager, you would not be thinking about picking him in the first round right now.
We had a private conversation. You and I did. And if I were an NFL general manager, I probably would be looking elsewhere other than the 2022 class for a quarterback. Yeah. I would not be drafting one. As of right now, there's a lot that can change.
Take Desmond Ridder will be QB3. Take same path that Zach Wilson does.
Joe, this one's yours.
Zach's just much more naturally accurate as a thrower of the football. I think Desmond has better size. He's a much better runner than Zach. Mm-hmm. But as far as creativity, Zach Wilson has him majorly trumped and just naturally accurate with the ball. I mean, Ridder, that's the big concern with Ridder. He just doesn't put the ball where he wants it to go consistently enough. And I don't know. I know he's working with Jordan Palmer, which is great news for him because he helped Josh Allen get through accuracy issues. But that's really, really rare to make that type of a leap. I respect where you're going with this. I just don't know that Ridder has that accuracy to do the same type of thing. I could see the NFL liking him though. Size, athleticism. Jalen Hurts was like a reasonably high second round pick. I could see somebody liking him in that area, but first round just feels rich.
Joe, can I ask you a question? Personal question?
Of course.
What are you waiting on to watch Brandon Joseph from Northwestern?
Some efficient tape to watch, to be honest with you.
Okay. Because somebody had a take. Mike Dolphins, who you like to refer to as just Miami Dolphins.
No, I haven't done that in like a month.
That's not true. I'm pretty sure it's only been like 3 shows. Said the 2022 draft class is bad. Do you know I'm going to include Brandon Joseph in this? Okay. Because you haven't done him, but it's like it's a missing grade. Yeah. Do you know how many players have received unanimous first round grades from the TDN scouting staff, which consists of you, me, Jordan Reed, Dre Harris, Brentley Weissman, and Keith?
12?
12. It's not 12.
It's got to be close to that, right?
It's 9.
Okay.
9 players have received unanimous first round grades. Do you want to know who they are? Should we do that? Should we give that away? Do we?
That's a podcast. That's a show.
Okay. Yeah. How many of them do you think play the quarterback position?
0.
1.
I thought you had a 1-2 on the guy that
Yeah, but I have a 1 lean. So I'd still.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we do color coding. So we put you in round projections. And if you're in between round projections, like you could be a 1, a 2, or a 1-2. But each round has a color code as well. So you're not just a round projection, you're a round projection with a color. So we're dividing you into as many buckets as we possibly can. So the guys that are blue all the way across, which is our code for first round grades, there are 9 guys right now that have all of it. It's 1 quarterback. There's 2 offensive tackles. There are 2 corners, 2 defensive linemen, and 2 safeties.
This take, Miami wins the ACC this year, but does not make the college football playoff.
Joe?
I've seen this as kind of a popular thing. And I think with Miami, there's likable talent everywhere on the roster. Mm-hmm. It's just, do you believe De'Aaron King can be the quarterback that goes toe-to-toe with Clemson, right? All that they offer, being able to score with them and knock off Venables and what he's going to be able to prepare defensively with a stacked defensive line, veterans at linebacker, good young corners. I don't see it. And I wish that I felt better about North Carolina's front 7 because I feel like maybe they're the biggest threat to Clemson, to be honest.
What's their skill group look like?
I like it. I think it's going to be fine.
Really?
I know that they lost a ton, but there's some players there that have familiarity with Sam Howell. And I like their running back situation. I think their offensive line is going to be better, which will be helpful. I mean, for all that offense did last year and how much success they had running the football, their offensive line was thin and it was injured. Like I'm pretty comfortable with where they are offensively, and I love their secondary. I just wish they had more in the front seven on defense.
See, that was a genuine question for me because I've of course studied Sam Howell, but you're the ACC guy and we're in cross check, so I'm only watching North Carolina for one specific guy, so I'm not super familiar with what else they have. But I know they lost Javonte and Michael and his top 2 wide receivers and Diami Brown and why can't I forget the better one? Or not the better one. Diami Brown's the better one, but
Daz Newsom's there.
Daz Newsome, thank you. So
they have Brown's brother is a redshirt sophomore there. Bo Corrales has been part of this mix. Yep, he's there. Josh is a good player. I think they're going to be okay. I really do at receiver, and I think their system lends itself well for that kind of being a seamless transition.
I have a take. Can I give you guys a take of mine, a personal take of mine?
Please.
There will be one first ballot Hall of Famer in the class of 2022.
Is that okay? So I'm thinking that you have some data that suggests there's a trend of
I'm just
every draft.
I'm just looking at the names. So would you like me to read the prominent names that are first ballot guys?
Please.
Okay. So, and this is courtesy of HOFexperiences.com. Okay. So it's the most notable first ballot eligible guys for 2022.
Can I call a quick timeout?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the 2022.
I knew you were.
Prospects.
Yeah, because it was a Joe Say Less moment. I wasn't going to call you out for it, but
okay. But now that I'm caught up to speed here, please continue. Come on, this wasn't that bad, guys. This was not that bad. The poop hat's coming out for the first time in 6 weeks for this.
No, that's not true. The poop hat was just out.
Also not true. It was out on trivia night. It was out on trivia night.
We're going to leave him up here.
For you saying Captain Planet.
Oh, I was just dialed in on trying to remember Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which you didn't do, by the way.
Yeah. So here are the names eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2022.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
No.
Come on, that was reasonable, Shub. Go ahead, Kyle.
Anquan Bolden. Chad Greenway. I did not make the list. Do not yell at me if you think one of these guys has no business being here.
I'm not intrigued. So far, I'm not intrigued.
So far, the answer is no. But
Andre Johnson, Mario Williams, Tony Romo, Robert Mathis, Steve Smith, DeMarcus Ware, and Vince Wilfork.
If anyone's going to do it, it's Steve Smith. That would be my pick. But I don't think there's going to be any of those are first ballot Hall of Famers. What are you looking at me like I'm crazy? Oh, my God. I'll get on the damn soapbox for Steve Smith, damn it. Watch him play. Watch him play. Little dude that plays big, fearless, productive every year, never really had top-tier quarterback play. Awesome return guy. I mean, what he was for that Panthers team that did go to the Super Bowl. I mean, one of my favorite football players ever to watch. So, yeah, put him in over Anquan Bolden. Put him in over Andre Johnson. What other receivers did you say?
DeMarcus Ware? If there was going to be one first ballot guy out of this group, I would say it would be DeMarcus Ware.
How many sacks does he have? Like 120?
I think he's higher than that. I think he's close to 140, to be honest with you.
Damn. Oh, yeah. Then he's like in the top 10 all time.
Marcus Ware. He's a 4-time All-Pro. Super Bowl
138.
Yeah, he's probably first ballot. You're probably right about that.
9-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, all 2000s team, won a Super Bowl, 138 career sacks.
So wait, Vontel has, I know we have a lot of good catching up to do here, but Vontel says John Abraham is a Hall of Famer. And I agree, but if he wasn't first ballot Hall of Fame, how do you say DeMarcus Ware is?
I don't know. It's a weird, I would not have expected Jason Taylor to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Didn't he have a couple of depoys?
He had one depoy in 2006 under Nick Saban. DeMarcus Ware has twice led the league in sacks in 2008 and 2010, and he had 19 and a half in 2011, and that did not lead the league in sacks.
Jeez. Was that Strahan's year? Must have been,
I
right?
don't think so.
We're just going to give no love to Andre Johnson.
I mean, I think he's got a better chance than Steve Smith if being a first ballot guy. They're weird about wide receivers.
Right. They have to wait, man. Receivers have to wait.
So Strahan's year was 2001. He had 22.5.
Wow, I was like 10 years off on that, huh?
Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything. Jared Allen. Thank you.
Oh,
Sam.
okay.
Sam. Assistant GM Sam.
Sam bails me out all the time, man.
This take,
Doesn't he?
Kyler Murray.
Amazing.
Kyler Murray will not be the Cardinals quarterback in 2022 if they move on from Cliff Kingsbury.
Joe, we've had this conversation.
Yeah, and I don't agree, but go ahead.
No, it's more about if you fire Cliff, who are you bringing in to work with Kyler that's going to be a better offensive fit than Cliff? Like, if you're Arizona, is that finally the shot Eric Bieniemy gets? Like, I don't know who else that you bring that's going to accentuate Kyler's strengths the way that Cliff Kingsbury does. And you're not going to demote him to just be an offensive coordinator, right?
Yeah,
so, I don't know how that's going to work.
You and I both agree that if they move on from Cliff, which after they win 6 or 7 games this year, they probably will, that next guy that they bring in, I think part of the gig, part of the deal is that they have to continue with Kyler Murray. That has to be an understanding there. Has to be part of their vision for the football team. And Andrew's bringing up Lincoln Riley, and in my head as we started this conversation, he of course crossed my mind. But if Lincoln wasn't going to leave for some of these other gigs, whether that was Dallas or Cleveland, like this isn't going. He's not going to Arizona. And I think if you're Arizona, you're probably reluctant to go that college route again, right?
Right. Chris, can you put this take up from Hilario?
Are you going through text messages? Because that's what I was doing.
Yeah,
earlier.
I just screenshotted it. Do you mind if I share it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you mind if I share it?
Yeah.
So there's not a better player comp this year than Kyron Williams equals Myles Gaskin. This was yesterday at 9:08, a text exchange between myself and Joe. Let me try and get the thing right here. He's a more athletic Myles Gaskin yesterday at 10:22. Joe says, don't mind that. Size is similar. So, Hilario, we're going to go ahead and agree with your take because we had the same one yesterday in the morning. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a good take. I like that comp.
Yeah.
Let me find another one here for you guys.
Wow, Sam just gave me the real life version of, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to read all that. Sorry, though. Or congratulations.
There it is.
That's funny as shit, man. Yeah.
Okay, this one from Tell. Antonio Gibson is the top 5 back for the next 5 years.
Are we talking each of the next 5 years? Are we talking about the next 5 years cumulatively? I need to know.
I feel like it's important over the next 5 years, and every year this is going to be one of the top 5 backs in the league.
Then I'm selling. I'm going to take the field. There's a lot of talented backs out there.
I think we can recognize Antonio Gibson, though. What's going on?
Put that Jalen comment up. Put that Jalen comment up.
Oh, yeah.
The Golden Corral. Yes.
Everything from this point forward will not be as good.
Listen,
Jalen's comment.
NIL. Let's make this happen.
Is
there Golden Corral?
You get 10% of that deal, man.
What is happening here? Is there Golden Corral down in Mississippi?
Gotta be.
If there is, Matt, have your people call them up. Please. This needs to happen. Just do the blonde wig.
Forrest Lamp has like a lamp company that sponsors him, right?
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah. Well,
really?
Buffalo Bills now. It was part of what he talked about in a podcast that I listened to. But yeah.
Do you think that kid ever got that Chick-fil-A deal that he was hoping for?
Chicken? That guy?
Yeah, I'm standing out here in the
Was he going for a deal? He should be.
No, but he needs to be.
I know. We talk about
how great of advertisement is that for Chick-fil-A?
It's chicken.
Right? First, let's file that fried chicken. First Chick-fil-A in Buffalo's kids out there standing out here in the freezing cold waiting on some free chicken sandwich.
It's unreal, man.
Chris
So
probably
much
hates
good
every
food to
time
eat
we
in
go
Buffalo.
down this rabbit hole.
I'm
Did you
sorry,
just
what'd
throw
you say, Joe?
Chick-fil-A in his...
He's a little bit dead to me.
Anyway. Chris, you got to take
Wait, we kind of need you, Shub. Wait. Okay, we get it. You have value. You can come back.
This take from Vontel. By the way, Kyle's face when he saw that comment, it was as if he was gonna. It was the biggest wee woo of all time, and like Aaron Rodgers got traded. Like that's what I thought happened.
No, it's just brilliant. It's really good.
From,
Now Jalen's getting into Jaquiski tart and Pop Tarts. Man is a marketing genius.
Yeah, I hope. Hopefully,
okay,
he works
but
in marketing.
okay, Vontel, I'm going to get to this take in a second. Jalen, be careful. You're 2 for 2.
Yeah,
you may want to just.
It's the Costanza from Seinfeld, right? When it's like I'm going to go out, I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I'm going to see you later. Yep.
Because I'm here to tell you, you're going to have one, and that poop hat's going to come back out, and you're going to regret it. So just be careful.
Here. I'm ready.
Okay, just be careful. This take from Vontel. Hot take. 49ers missed the playoffs for the 4th time in Shanahan's tenure due to struggling quarterback play from Jimmy and Trey being way behind the curve.
I don't. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I don't think we predicted the 49ers to make the playoffs, did we?
Please hold.
I think we had them as a late seed.
I know Shuby thinks they're winning the division.
Right. Yes, Chris thinks they're going to go 16-1, but
okay. I think it's an extremely disappointing view of what I have. You had them making the playoffs at 11-6, 3rd in the division.
Okay. And I think that's the magic number is you need 11 wins to guarantee you're going to get in, right? Because the NFC is going to be tough. The field it's going to be the same usual suspects that it's been the last couple of years. But nevertheless, I don't think you can kind of just squeak in there. If you get 10, you probably don't feel great about winning tiebreakers, right? You're probably going to be a tiebreaker situation. I don't know if you agree with that, Joe.
Yeah, it's dicey. Yeah.
Chris. 10 would get them in the order that you guys put together.
Okay, so they have a little bit of wiggle room, but
the eighth seed in the NFC for you guys is the Saints at 8 and 9.
Wow, must be nice to have an 8 seed that has 8 wins. Can't imagine. I wonder what it's like to
I enjoy playing.
Have 10 wins.
I enjoy playing with fire. Take from William. Pete Carroll is a bottom half head coach in the NFC. I enjoy playing with fire. Joe, I swear, dude, if you get the approval rock out for this, you're getting booted from the show. Booted. Good. I hope you can't find it. I hope it's lost.
Kick his ass out. If he brings anything up and shakes that on the screen,
I might be. You might be saved just because I don't know where it is. Damn.
Yeah, I couldn't be more out on this take.
I don't know where it is. It's a good take.
Bottom half?
Good take. Holds that team back. It's been holding them back for a long time. Dude's been there for this long, has no idea what he wants the identity of that offense to be.
Kick him out.
For this,
get him out of here. Get him out of here.
You're gone. You're out for this take. It's just brutal. Are you kidding me? That's a great point by Sam. That was the rare take that we had both ends of the spectrum.
Now, I understand there's concerns about Pete Carroll as a coach, right? I get it. What, did he just bounce? Did he legit leave?
No, he's in there. And just so everybody knows, you see what we see. On the side of my screen, I have preview windows. So Joe is still here. He's just not available.
Is he just talking?
He's like shaking a bobblehead into the screen, and he knows I'm the only one that can see it. Like I'll bring him back just so we can show off what he had there. That's what he's doing into the screen, and that's all I see.
The closest thing to the approval Baraka I could find, and it's a Timon bobblehead.
A Timon bobblehead.
Also, fantastic point by R. Fritz. How does Joe lose the poop hat and the approval maracas?
It's unreal.
How do both get lost?
There's not a whole lot to say. It's like that scene
That's outstanding.
What's that scene from Copley's Retreat? The beginning, Vince Vaughn's in the hardware store with his son who just decides to use the bathroom on one of the
he uses the toilet.
Looks at the employees. Not a whole lot to say.
I'm just happy
Life
Joe
is so much better
when
Joe makes a movie reference that we all get.
I'm just happy he named a movie and got the right actor in the movie. That's really what I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Okay, we got so. Where's the Kyle? You got the poop hat nearby?
I got it right here.
Take the Detroit Lions sneak a wild card spot due to Jared Goff handing it off 80% of the snaps in the O-line holding firm.
Well, no, I'm not going to use the poop hat here because that means I win the bet. You and I have a bet on the Detroit Lions rushing output this season.
That's not true. If they could run it 80% of the time, if they don't get anywhere, I still win the bet.
But if they do it and they make the playoffs, that means they didn't go nowhere. It means they had modest success, and Detroit finished in the top 15 in rushing. So I'm not using the poop hat.
Sam, damn it. It's a good one.
For all the times he bails you out, I'm glad that he gives you a little bit of shit every once in a while.
He's got to balance it out. People think he's my burner. You know what I mean? So.
That's a bit of a deep cut because if you don't understand the podcast in which that occurred, you're like, what are they talking about? This take from Halil's Real Football Talk is really interesting. Ooh. Outside of quarterback, the Broncos have a better roster than the Chiefs. And I will tell you this, for those of you that don't listen to the TDN Fantasy Podcast, today's episode, we did a fantasy preview of the AFC West. And we actually talked about this specific thing because we said if you take Mahomes off of the Chiefs, they might not even be the third best team in that division, their roster on paper.
Okay. So do you want to do this by group, Joe?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to do skill group or wide receivers?
I think no, let's go receivers.
Okay, so the receivers, Denver's got a more deep group, I think. Yeah. Sutton, Judy, Hamler, Tim Patrick. They got, let's see, Tyree Cleveland here. I mean, whatever. The rest of it's whatever. I mean, at the root of it, it's Sutton, Judy, Patrick, and Hamler is the top four.
Yep.
My question is, does the presence of Tyreek Hill trump the depth of what the Broncos have?
I don't think so. I think
so you want
Kansas
to
City has the best player, but the better group is Denver's.
Okay, so Chris, can you keep track of this for us?
I can, yes.
Jalen. Tight ends. Travis Kelce versus Noah Fant, Albert Okwuegbunam. Want to show off the fact I still know how to say that name. They got rid of the Ohio State guy that was there, Jake Butt. So now they got Eric Saubert as the tight end 3. Travis Kelce. I love Noah Fant, but I'm going to give it to Kansas City and Travis Kelce.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
The running backs.
Denver.
Melvin Gordon, Javonte Williams, Royce Freeman, Mike Boone. That's a really nice 1 through 4.
Yeah, that's better than Kansas City's.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Damian Williams left, right?
Yeah, they have Darrell Williams is there.
Yep.
Okay. We were just looking at them today, and I already forgot. Yeah, this is Denver, I think. But
okay, so we'll give it to Denver for the depth in the room. The offensive line. Garrett Bowles, Dalton Reisner, Lloyd Cushenberry / Quinn Miners, Graham Glasgow, and Bobby Massey. Projected starters for Denver. I'm going to give that to Kansas City. I know they have a bunch of new pieces, but I think the talent is deeper. They've got better talent left to right all the way across.
Yes.
So we're 50-50 split on offense?
Yeah, two on offense. Yes.
Defensive, I'm going to do front 4 or defensive front.
Yeah.
Shelby Harris, Mike Purcell, Draymond Jones, Bradley Chubb. You want to put Von Miller in here, even though he's technically a linebacker.
Yeah.
McTelvin, Agim, Malik Reed. Those are the prominent players up front for Denver.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got better top-end talent with Von and Bradley Chubb. Frank.
Yeah, Kansas City has Jones, Jerron Reed, Frank Clark. Who's the other?
Is Frank Clark going to be available to play?
That's always a good question.
Because he got hit with some pretty heavy stuff with his off-the-field issue this summer. So,
oh gosh, Taco Charlton, Derek Notty's there. I think Josh Kane,
Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, and Shelby Harris. Yeah,
I'd like to have Denver's edge in Kansas City's interior.
Yeah, no question.
So
But
if you
I
split
think
them up, I would go half and half. Collectively,
Okay,
I'd
so-
rather have Denver.
so we'll give them each a half.
Yeah.
We'll give them each a half because I
'Cause
agree.
it-
The
the
interior
interior
defensive front for Kansas City is
Roddy,
overwhelmingly
Reed,
better.
and Jones, unreal.
Yes.
With Kalen Saunders is like your fourth guy.
So the linebackers, Alexander Johnson, Josie Jewell, Baron Browning is the third guy there in the Denver group for the off-ball stack. Linebackers for Kansas City, Hitchens, Willie Gay, and Bolton are the top
And they
three
have
prominent
Ben
guys.
Neiman. It's hard. The best linebacker in the group's Alexander Johnson.
Right.
I mean,
But can Nick Bolton be the player that Alexander Johnson is?
he can. I think that, I mean, we're probably not talking enough about Damian Wilson no longer being in Kansas City, who's been a fixture for them for multiple years. So they kind of like,
that's the luxury of having the depth that they do at safety. It's not going to hurt them at all. Like at all.
do you feel convictions about either side of this?
No, we can call it a wash. That's fine with me.
Yeah. Like, I don't feel like it's not
There's some unproven players on either
Right.
side.
Yeah. How good's Willie Gay? How good's Nick Bolton? I don't know.
Right. How good's Baron Browning going to be? Yeah. So, okay. And then just look at it. Do you want to do corners and safeties?
Dude, it's corner for Denver by 1,000,000. It's not close.
And then, man, they got safety. They got Simmons at safety.
They have Simmons, Jackson. Didn't they draft a decent young safety too this year? Denver did. Let me see.
Please hold.
Oh, Jamar Johnson. Yeah, they did draft a nice young safety.
Jeez.
But Kansas City has Thornhill, Mathau, and friggin' Sorensen's been a fixture.
We're not slandering L'Jarius Sneed, but I think you just look at what Denver has at corner top to bottom.
Too much. Because, okay, yeah, like L'Jarius Sneed's a nice young player, but Bryce Callahan's been like amazing for a long time.
Right.
It's Denver at corner, and
so I think the answer to this is yes.
Yeah. But
it's very close.
Mahomes, and then like below the foundation of my house is where you will find Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock comparatively at quarterback. And the coaching situation is drastically better in Kansas City. So those two things just matter so much.
Yeah, Sam, I wasn't going to say anything, but
what is it? How do you say it?
Tyrann
Mathieu.
I always say, well, thank God. So it's not Mathau. I've been saying it like this for years. Are we sure about this?
I'm 90%.
I'm like extremely positive.
I have a friend with that same last name, and he pronounces it that way. He's been a longtime friend of mine.
Well,
so there's my defense.
That explains
So
it.
I just see it, and I'm like, okay, it's Mathau. That's how he pronounces it.
I can't believe Joe didn't get into kickers and punters here on Draft Dudes about the split between Denver and Kansas City.
No. Sorry.
So Vontel said that means Vic. You guys think Vic Fangio is a bad coach, and right now I would say Vic Fangio is an excellent defensive play caller, but his head coach resume is not good.
And they got worse. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Year 1 to year 2, they got worse.
Right.
Like, they were not as good of a football team. That's concerning to me. I'm taking a lot of crap for this. I had a reasonable explanation, and I don't mind the crap. Like, sometimes I definitely deserve it. I had a friend. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Right, and Kelsey is apparently Kels. His brother doubled down on it this past week.
See, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Tell has been having a take about Carlos Williams and my thoughts if he's one of the most physically gifted
running backs of the last however long.
I mean,
no.
The answer to that's no. I think there's a lot to be said for his size and explosiveness, and you saw that like in his 1 year in the NFL before he just couldn't get everything together. Like the explosiveness, the big plays. I mean, like 9 games in a row with a touchdown. Like it was definitely there, but I mean, he's a big, physical, downhill, straight line guy. That doesn't equal most physically gifted back over any stretch, though.
Joe, what's happening? I was gonna say, first of all, what's happening to Chris's camera there? He went totally fuzzy. Carlos Williams or Kalen Balazs?
Oh, Carlos for sure, man.
As an athlete.
Oh, as an athlete, Balazs by 1 billion. Yeah, that's not close. But Carlos is a way better runner, even though we saw him for like 10 games.
Yeah, we saw about, I don't know how many games Kalen Balazs has played in the NFL, but we saw that many 2 games of Kalen Balazs.
It's unreal.
And sure enough, he ends up in New York with the Jets. Just follows Gase around. Oh man. Any parting thoughts before we sign off tonight? You guys got an extra 10 minutes out of us, so congratulations. I know that's always keep going, go longer.
The only parting thought that I would have is I hope everyone enjoyed the Trevor Lawrence pod today and in this series this week. I think it's really good, and we get a lot of Shanahan questions and stuff. The Trey Lance discussion tomorrow is really good. I think everyone will enjoy that.
It is very good, and there's some really compelling storylines that are unfolding as you get deeper into the draft, right? Yep. As far as the supporting cast of the teams that are getting Justin Fields and Trey Lance and Mac Jones versus what those top two look like. So I think that's a really fascinating subplot as this week unfolds.
Just a programming note: the Trey Lance episode is on Wednesday. It is Zach Wilson tomorrow on the pod. I just don't want people to expect Trey Lance, and when I put the Zach Wilson one up, that they get mad at me. So it is Zach Wilson tomorrow.
Discussion also good.
Yes, Kyle, go ahead.
I have a bone to pick with you.
Who's you?
And that's my point with this guy down here.
Okay.
I have a show content idea I called you about. We haven't done it yet. And you said we're all booked up for like the next 3 weeks, and I have a problem.
Oh, I know what show idea you want to do. We can do that show idea. We're fine.
Great.
Plenty of time.
Do we want to do that on a live stream? If we're booked up for podcasting.
Yeah, I don't want to tease too much, but Joe has a really fun concept for next week that we want to do. And then after that, it's pretty open. We're still going to do the summer scouting that we've been doing. So the stuff that everybody's been seeing there, you're still going to get. But we might want to talk about potentially doing it in 2 weeks' time, as Joe is taking notes of what I'm saying.
When are we doing the mock draft?
Whenever you guys feel comfortable enough to do the mock draft. I know that we're airing this out in front of everybody, which I kind of enjoy. The guys have been going through and scouting all of these different players.
Right. Well, would you like us to be ignorant about the picks, or would you like us to be able to speak intelligently about the players?
And that's why I'm being transparent, is the guys wanted to see film on enough guys to where we did the mock draft, we could talk about them. So I have been waiting for you guys to give me the 2 thumbs up that we can do the mock draft, because we can do the mock draft whenever you guys want.
Joe, I'm at this right now. What are you at?
He's at the 1.5 thumbs.
What do you mean? Like as
readiness to do the mock draft based off the schedule predictions that we did on the live stream.
Like, what's the timetable? You think?
Have you been listening to anything we've been saying?
I'm saying I'm like this. So
I can tell you without beyond a shadow of a doubt, by the end of next week, I'm going to be ready to go.
Okay. So you're probably here, but not here.
Yeah, I'm like here,
Okay, you're the emperor from Gladiator. He's going to do the
Okay, so you're going to get another Trivia Thursday this week, everybody. That's
Thursday,
really what we just settled
and then
on.
Next Thursday will be the mock draft. Are we doing dueling mocks, or are we doing alternating picks?
I think it should be dueling.
No. So I have a written mock draft that's coming out pretty soon. So I think the dueling piece of it, or not, I need to have fresh ideas. You know what I mean? I can't just replicate the same thing. You pick it up, I'm laying down here. Like 3 days later, I have an actual mock draft publishing.
Yeah.
So I think the alternating picks will make it better for me.
Okay. Alternating it is. So there you go, everybody. You just had a little Draft Dudes production meeting. Now you know what's coming for the next couple of weeks.
Welcome to behind the music.
When you wonder how we put together the show concept, that's what it looks like. It's us doing that.
Are people still here? They wanted to see
dogs chasing. I mean, I haven't gotten any comments lately, so
maybe
everybody gave up, and we're just.
What are these guys doing? Is it kickoff yet for Monday Night Football?
Oh Lordy, we are done. Hey, training camp's open this week for a couple of teams. Wednesday, I believe Chris said, and then we get the vast majority of teams next week. So we have made it. The long drought is over. Hard Knocks will be here before we know it with the Cowboys. Sam, thanks for being loyal, helping Joe out. We always appreciate your viewership, along with everybody else. Kyle Krabs, Joe and Chris Schubert, thanks as always for checking out the Draft Juice live streams brought to you by friends at Mighty Swell. We hope you have a mighty swell evening.